It was just before 1 a.m. on the 14th of June 2017 that a fire broke out on the fourth floor in a kitchen. It quickly spread to the outside of the building and then shot up all 23 stories and all four sides. 72 people died in what has become one of the worst tragedies in the UK in modern history. Now, today, new building regulations come into effect, as you said, and what they mean is that a person has to be responsible for that building, and their responsibility is to inform local fire and rescue of the construction of the exterior walls and the floors as well. And the idea of that is that fire and rescue services will have time to plan and prepare in case such a tragic incident happens again. And this is all part of the recommendations of the Grenfell Tower inquiry. Now, joining me to discuss it is Joe Delaney. He is a representative from Justice for Grenfell. Joe, do you feel like these recommendations go far enough?
I welcome the two recommendations that are about to be implemented today, but I do think it's too little, far too slowly. At this rate, we won't have all of them implemented until about 2065 or so. There's over 100 in total. 2 is not good enough.
So what other measures do you and Justice for Grenfell want to see implemented?
I think the most important ones are that we get named individuals within organisations who would be responsible for corporate manslaughter charges. It's only if the people in these boardrooms feel they've got skin in the game that they'll actually give any kind of damn about the people whose lives they put at risk. Until then, it's just the cost of doing business.
Now, it's been 5 years since Grenfell tragedy took place. These recommendations are coming in now. You mentioned you predict that to fully implement all of the Grenfell Tower inquiry recommendations could take a very long time. Progress is slow.
Progress is slow. I mean, when you look at how fast the government have moved, say, to outlaw striking and things like that, you know that when the will is there, so is the way. The government needs to remember the way they promised us 5 years ago that this will be dealt with, and it is not at this glacial pace. But the council and the government need to do far more, far quicker.
Joe, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Now, we wrote to London Fire Brigade for a statement, and they said this is just the beginning in terms of improving the fire safety of residential buildings. We're calling for a culture change in the industry. We must ensure that new buildings of all types are built safely from the outset.